Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hello folks and welcome to Inkdependence.com. Today I'm looking at this pen. This is a pen from Namisu. And so you probably can guess what it is if you're keeping track of the fountain pen world. This is a pen that was kickstarted a while ago. I have reviewed one other Namisu pen, and that was the Studio, which was a beautiful ebonite sort of torpedo-shaped minimalist pen. Very, very minimalist on that one. This one's slightly less minimalist, although they keep putting the name on things. It comes in this sleeve, which I actually didn't see mentioned anywhere in the Kickstarter materials. If you have been following this project or the news or whatever, you will have heard that it was supposed to have shipped in October. It is clearly not October. It is February 17th as I record this. So a significant delay, much longer than lots of people were expecting. Didn't bother me. I did, however, forget what I had ordered. I didn't remember what color combinations or if I'd got different finials or different sections or whatever. And I did get some different stuff. So anywhoozle, let's look inside here. Firstly, I guess this pen sleeve is, I didn't see it mentioned anywhere on the Kickstarter page when I just went back to look. So this may have been sort of a gimme for them having it go so late. I don't know if this is made by Rickshaw Pens. I don't think so. It seems different. I haven't asked Mark from Rickshaw yet. On the inside of this is a nice blue, it's kind of like a blue felt, which is a nice color combination, but it's not as soft and plushy as the stuff you get in the Rickshaw sleeves. So I'm not sure if this is just a rip-off or just the same design or what, but it doesn't seem quite as well made as the Rickshaw stuff. But hey, it was free, so that's cool, and it's better than a box. This is the pen, and as you can see, I went for blue. This one anyway is aluminum. They also made them in other materials like titanium and that sort of thing, but I just went for aluminum. I don't need the titanium. I got brass finials apparently. I actually didn't remember that I had gotten brass finials. You can see the body of this pen is really nicely finished. It looks good. You've got these very nice facets on the cap, which sets it off against the smooth barrel. A little bit of a taper perhaps, but not much in the barrel itself. It's got these sort of squared off ends. It's got a nice little finial, which is sort of inset. I like this look. They had this sort of thing on the Studio as well, and I think that's pretty cool. Now you can take these off and replace them. This little box here actually has the replacements. These are finials and grip in black aluminum. I don't remember if I got these as part of the order or if, what the deal was. I got to look back at the order one of these days. But this is just a quick hit. You can see it came with black aluminum. Ooh, that I almost dropped forever. Black aluminum finials you can put in there. It's going to be like blue and black, which look kind of cool. I've got a black section here, which is nice. So that's cool. If I put an extra converter and if I get another, I can just take the nib out or just put another nib in here for that matter. This takes Bach nibs, which is not my preference, but what are you going to do? Not everything can be Yovo or custom, so put that back in there so I don't lose all the pieces. All right. And those finials just screw in and screw on and off. The trick is that you kind of have to have a long, skinny screwdriver, but whatever. I'll see if it works out later. It also has the name Namisu engraved here. Yeah, so there you go. All right, so opening the pen is very quick. There are not many threads. They are small threads. And yeah, they're block threads. I actually hadn't looked at them before. And I don't know if you can tell here, but I'm getting a little bit of anodization wear already here on the threads. Just like one right there, and then a little bit of silver shining through right here. And that ought not to be there. So I don't know if that's wear that's going to continue or if it's going to stop there. If it stops there, then I probably don't care. I mean, these are metal threads grinding on metal threads. There is no cap liner in this this cap. See if I can get some light on the subject so you can see it. You can't really see in there. But if you look in there in real life, you can see the screw, the flathead bit for the finial. So no cap seal in here, which means you've got metal on metal, which means probably you're going to get some of this, scraping away. But I also got a brass section here. This pen, I think, naturally comes with a stainless steel section, is what it said on the page. But I got an black aluminum one, which is kind of cool. Anyway, the nib on here is not the nib that this pen came with. I love the way this pen feels in my hand. It's got a nice grip here. It's got a nice, this brass feels good. I like the feel of brass on a grip section. I think it feels nice. The back end of this pen is fairly light, except for these brass lugs, which is nice. Gives a little bit of weight front and back, but most of the weight is actually in your fingers, which is nice. And the little bumpy step thing here really keeps your fingers from sliding down. I like that ledge. Now, as I was saying, this is not the nib that came with the pen. The nib that came with the pen was kind of jacked up. I thought originally that it was just a little bit out of alignment. Sometimes you get them and the nibs are like this. Let's see. How do I do it on camera? Kind of like this a little bit. And you want them to be next to each other. So I was like, well, I'll just fiddle with this. Not a big deal. But when I got it under a loop, I could see that it was actually kind of, I can't even do it with my fingers because it would break them, but it was kind of bent off to the side a little bit just at the tip. So I think it was just a bad nib from the factory. Not really Namisu's problem. Not every company checks their nibs, every nib before it goes out the door, and you'd have to look pretty close. So anyway, the long story short on that one is that this morning I sent them an email through their website, or message through their website or whatever, saying, hey, my nib was messed up when I got it. And they sent me a message back almost immediately, like within an hour or two, saying, hey, sorry about that, Mike. We'll have another nib sent out to you immediately. And they sent me tracking information already. So I think they come from Ohio is where they're shipping them out of. So, well, this is an English company, but they're coming out of Ohio for shipping in America. So I should be getting a nib very soon. So that's really, I can't ask for anything more in terms of CS. I mean, I could ask that it not be messed up to begin with, but whatever, things happen. It's not a big deal. As long as the company corrects it, I don't really care. Let's see, go ahead and open up the section here. And you'll see that I have put a converter in here. It takes a standard international converter or standard international cartridges. This converter says Diplomat because I didn't buy a converter. You had to buy it extra. And I've got a bunch of converters around that. Standard international is easy for me. It also didn't come with any cartridges, which I thought was a little odd. So if you're not a fountain pen user already, you get a pen in the mail with no cartridges and no converter. That seems weird. Now, if they'd sent me cartridges, I wouldn't have used them. So I'm perfectly fine with them not being in there, but still seems a little bit odd. Now, this pen was not expensive. It was like 33 pounds. And I think I paid under $50 for it. So, that's pretty good. Lots more threads to screw the barrel onto the body, or the section onto the body. Let's go ahead and get that black section out just to see how it looks. And it looks pretty nice. You can see in there the flash in the light though. You can actually see the scratches in the anodization better though. So that's not great. But we'll see how that progresses. If it's just on this thread, I'm not going to complain about it too much. But yeah, it looks nice. This aluminum section is quite light, and it really takes a lot of the weight out of the pen, and actually puts some more of the weight back here. It feels like, but that's fine. If we put the aluminum lugs in there instead of these big brass lugs, I think it would actually balance out pretty nicely. I think it's a well-balanced pen. I think it's well made for the most part. I'm a little disappointed in the nib action, but I'm impressed with the CS. I'm a little disappointed in the anodization scraping off from the threads, but we'll see how that goes. And I like the addition of the pen sleeve, even though it's a little dodgy. It looks just like a rickshaw sleeve. So a bit of a mixed bag with the Ixion here, but I've been using it this morning to take notes for classes, and it's a very comfortable pen to write with. It takes a number 6 size nib, which is not a big deal. I've got a bunch of those sitting around. But so my one sort of complainty sort of thing is that if I was not already I'll go ahead and say advanced fountain pen user, such that I have cartridges and converters and extra nibs sitting around, and the knowledge you ought to wash it out, because there was quite a bit of like manufacturing oil on the nib and feed, and so I had to give it a good cleaning before I wanted to use it. Otherwise, it would not have worked very well. So PSA for those of you out there who are not super advanced fountain pen users or whatever, or just need a reminder, take care to wash out your pen before you ink it up for the first time. You'll have a better time if you do. Because now the flow is fine. I mean, granted, it's not the same nib, but the Bach nibs are just fine. Yovos are my preference, but Bach is just fine. And it's a number 6, so whatever. A million options there. All right, so that's it for this quick hit on the Namisu Ixion. That's your first look. Check these out online. I think they're going to get their, their fulfillment stuff going, and people have started getting their pins and all this kind of thing. In fact, a lot of people got their pins before I did. I know Mike Hurley from Pen Addict Podcast, and I think actually Brad, too, had gotten theirs like, I don't know, a week or so ago. So I must have been further down the list. But, that's cool. I got my pen, and it's quite a nice pen. They're sending me a new nib. So hooray for good CS, and hooray for cool new pens. So that's it. I will see y'all later. Peace out.